So let's talk a little bit, about just kind of transition from Portland to Miami.
Hmm.
Obviously, you've been there for a while now. What's kind of been like, I guess, just your overall kind of vibe of everything and how everything that transition kind of went for you?
Sure. The transition was in some ways easier than I thought, and in a weird way, sometimes harder. And what I mean by that is, I always wondered what it was going to be like to get traded. I was in Portland for 7 years. I built some incredibly meaningful relationships. My wife and I got married there. I mean, we grew up there.
Hmm.
We got there when we were 20.
Yeah.
So that those are some very formidable years.
Of
And
course.
so I always knew that I would figure out the basketball piece. Like, it's cliche, whatever, but I work hard. I'm a good teammate. So like, I'm gonna figure it out.
Hmm.
However, the not only because I'm an emotional person and I loved the city of Portland. Like, no matter what, I did my absolute best to show people that.
Oh yeah.
And I truly cared. And so losing all those relationships, teammate wise, coaches, and within the community and friends, that was tough. But luckily, as an NBA player, you kind of already have a built-in system when you get to a new city. But the transition's been good. I always say this. People talk about heat culture. Oh, what's heat culture like? It's very real. And one thing I'll say about Portland is there was a culture that was built, and I do feel as though I was a part of that.
Hmm.
There's a level of professionalism that was expected every single day in Portland. Guys worked hard. They were there early. They stayed late. Good people say hello, please, and thank you. All that, that matters. Like, that
Of course.
really, really matters over the course of a season, over the course of, 3, 4 years, all the way up into 7 years. And it showed. We were a consistent team. Unfortunately, we didn't make some, crazy finals run, but I mean, we definitely successful.
Hmm.
So being here in Miami, obviously things have changed, right? I get here, I wondered what it was going to be like. Am I going to be in the rotation? Like, what's it going to be like? I started every game up until I got hurt. And then, things have changed actually. Spo decided to go a different direction last night, but moving forward, we'll see what happens. The point is I'm very comfortable as a man and as a player. And I live here. I really do. I've felt very accepted by this culture and all the people here. It was incredible. The last game in particular, obviously speaking, was incredibly, incredibly emotional for me
Oh yeah.
because you guys know this, I was single-handedly booed by our fans, not the Portland Trailblazers, Meyers Leonard was.
Hmm.
Now, I've said this many times. There are plenty of times I wish I would have played better. I know that. And you know what? It just took me more time than some people, certainly longer than Dame. Dame stepped in and he was ready to rock and roll. I just wasn't. I worked as hard as I could. I watched film. I conditioned. Whatever I had to do. But sometimes I just didn't play that well. And I can accept that because that's made me a better player. And you know what? Another cliche, but it was like a storybook ending for me personally.
Hmm.
I didn't know I was going to get traded. Hell, I honestly thought, all right, cool. I've finally shown everybody and I've finally shown whomever, all right, I'm here to stay. I can clearly impact the game every night. And now's my time. And then boom, I'm gone. Just like that. I'll never forget the day. I was on the floor with Drew Hanlon in Los Angeles. His videographer walks over. He's looking at his phone. I'm going through my warm up and I can see them doing something weird kind of off my peripherals. And I'm like, what the hell are they doing over there? Drew's like, Myers, come over here. I'm like, okay, this is weird. He's like, you got traded. I'm like, yeah, good one, Drew. Like, he likes to fuck with me every now and then.
Yeah.
He's like, no, seriously. Turns it around. It's Woj. And I'm like,
Ah shit.
holy shit. I really just
Bombing.
got traded. Yeah, the Woj bomb was how I found it. Now, to be fair, I did have a voicemail and missed calls from Neil and my agent. And you know what? Neil was incredibly kind, and I'm thankful, so thankful that he drafted me. He believed in me. I'm thankful for all my time in Portland. And one thing I've realized is, as a man, period, and a player, is that unfortunately sometimes you have to go through pain, but you certainly have to go through real life experience
Hmm.
to continue to grow as a person. And I wouldn't change what happened in Portland for anything. Did I like it? No. Did I like that fifth season where it was dark, to say the least, very dark. However, because of that, I have now impacted so many people because of that. And I'm able to now have a different threshold almost of what I stand for, who I am, and how I can continue to impact people. Because at the end of the day, I want to impact people and I want to serve people. And that's it. So Portland, man, always going to be a special place in my heart, no question. But as a man, I had to move on, and as a player.
So
Yeah.